tired last night. It's about 11 p.m. So just found this little pull-off to sleep at. I was kind of worried that I'd get a knock first night, but luckily I didn't. Woke up about an hour ago, about 5 a.m. and trying to catch this sunrise. Alright, so the bear spray. I don't know how I forgot to document any of this, but driving up the pass into Jackson Hole, my car lost power. The battery gauge on the dash completely dropped down. As I got to town, I was lucky to find a mechanic that was able to replace the alternator, so it really only took me about 2 hours, and in that time I was made really terrified of bears. So I went and picked up bear spray in town. And then funny part is I didn't actually end up really doing any hiking. I mean, I stayed pretty close to the car. And at this point, I honestly don't remember why. I think it was because of the weather that I decided I didn't want to hike around here and that I just wanted to go ahead and get on down the road and to Yellowstone and on to Washington. So after spending a few hours catching some popular sites like Schwabacher Landing and Oxbow Bend, I found myself here at Jackson Lake, where I hung out for sunset, and I had a really fun time doing some long exposures with these crazy clouds. They were actually moving super fast across the sky. As well, sunset didn't really happen since it was so overcast. And here's my bug repellent. The bugs were just insane. I mean, eating me alive to the point where I was just spraying that stuff around my face to try to keep them away. So I actually decided to spend the night in the parking lot here at Jackson Lake. I'm sure that's not cool, but since it was COVID and there weren't really rangers around, I just went for it, and saved me a lot of time. I was able to wake up here again and get this picture I was really going after. That I did a little bit of wandering around Coulter Bay here, which was pretty cool, and then it was off to Yellowstone. Due to various difficulties, I spent an hour here at Lewis Falls getting this shot, which ended up becoming my first limited edition entitled Eternity Falls. On to the Upper Geyser Basin. Now this was quite the experience. It was pretty dang cold, rainy, super freaking windy, and yeah, this is what happened to my umbrella. the wind just completely shredded it. Alright, so here I am nearly 2 years later to tell this story as I'm making this video. So what happens next is I'm just extremely exhausted from my day out walking, carrying camera gear, bending, all that stuff. It's an hour to get out of the park, and beyond that, I still have no idea where I'm gonna sleep. So I start driving. Probably 10 minutes into it, I determine I need a nap at least. Like, I'm way too tired. So the first dirt road I find, I drive a couple miles down it. I come to the end where there's a parking lot for a hiking, biking trail. And there's a truck there. So I think, well, either, maybe this person's sleeping here or maybe they're a spy or something. I mean, in reality, they probably just had a wilderness permit, or they were just very late getting back to their vehicle. But nonetheless, I decide I'm gonna go to sleep, and about 10 minutes later, 15 maybe, as I'm starting to go to sleep, I get the knock and I see lights, and it's the park police. And I try to play real stupid, like I'm not sleeping, I'm just trying to pack up to go. I know she can see right through me, but she's nice enough to tell me that she's coming back in an hour, and if I'm still here, I'm getting a huge ticket. So I suppose that gives me enough energy to get out of the park, and it turned out that just a few miles out of the park on the side of the highway, there was a huge pullout with semis and campers and all kinds of people sleeping there. So it ended up not being a big deal, but definitely a really shitty way. Night 2 of a month-long trip, my first ever time trying to go out in van life, I get the knock. So I was definitely pretty dang paranoid about where I slept for the next few weeks. Alright. The shit continues. Adventures in Montana. It's supposed to snow tonight, be like 28 degrees tomorrow, so I don't know. But yeah, check this out. So I'm cruising down the interstate, and suddenly my gas pedal is like stuck on the floor, but not throttling. So there's definitely a bit more to this story. I'm going down the highway 80 miles an hour, which is the speed limit there, and then suddenly I start losing power and realize that I can't get anything out of the gas pedal, it's to the floor. So I pull over, it's raining. I decide that I'm going to hang out and wait for the police to be able to help me out, because I, of course, can't get service. And I eat an apple, and then I check my phone again. I have service. So I managed to get on Google and see that it's 4 miles to the next town. So I decide to drive down the shoulder at about 30 miles an hour, which is as fast as I can get the van to go. I get to the next town, and there's a mechanic shop right up the road, but he doesn't have time to see me. He suggests I call a dealership, and they say they are 2 weeks out on being able to see me. So I head up to the next block to trusty old AutoZone, and it just so happened that they had a mechanic shop attached to it, and the guy working there knew about Astrovans. However, after telling him my issue, he said he had never heard of that before. But he came to take a look, and he figured it out pretty quickly, and it was the pulley that connects the gas pedal to the accelerator had fallen partway off. So he was able to fix that by just using a long screwdriver to get it back on the pulley. I ended up determining that, and being correct, that it was the cruise control that was causing this. A huge thanks to that guy for being completely selfless, not accepting any money from me, and just saying that he hoped someone would do the same for him when he was in need. You completely made my day. What's up, everyone? Hello from Montana. Little side of the road stop to do some jumping jacks, give the engine a break, and make up a chicken salad to eat. But anyways, it's so beautiful here. Just wanted to show you guys. Check it out. It's like the fryer here, man. Lord of the Rings. I also just wanted to say, here comes a person. Cool. There they go, and they wave. See, I just wanted to say, it's a whole different world up here. I mean, besides the first mechanic I stopped at that pretty much threw me out the door, I understand he was probably stressed out. I run a couple businesses, I know how that goes. But after that, man, it's just everyone's just been so nice to me. Bunch of old guys in the hardware store, and you know, even pull over here, no one's asked me what I'm doing. People are just waving, smiling. It reminds me of what America must have been like for our parents and our grandparents growing up, and what America needs to be again. That's a place where everyone loves each other and everyone is helping each other out, putting aside differences, and just enjoying this great, beautiful land that we live in. On my way up here, I can't tell you exactly where I am right now because it's a lot of twisting and turning this highway and that. Thank God for GPS. But there was a big sign out in the field that said, love each other. And I started to cry, which is crazy because that's not something I do. Yeah, so it must really mean something. I'm even starting to feel it again right now. So yeah, I just want everyone to remember, love is what is important. Don't let us be divided. Don't let us be ruled by judgment and hatred. Just love and accept everyone. Try to do the right thing. Love you guys. Check it out. So, here somewhere in the mountains of Montana, saw a Forest Service road. Decided to pull down to find a place to camp for the night. Haven't really found anywhere. I went down this road a bit, but it's pretty sketch, so I don't know, I guess I'm gonna head on, but this is pretty cool. Check it out. I think this is called the Cunningham cabin. I was really hoping that it was just one of those cabins where anyone can go in there, but it's locked, so not gonna do that. But look, a bathroom. And this is kind of out here too. So, you know, I needed that. I really need a shower, at the very least a hair wash. So I figured this was the best place to go ahead and do that. I got this guy right here full of water. So I just set it up on this log and stump, if you will, and shoved my head under there. Cleaned it up real nice, feeling good. Check out this cool guy too. Gonna get myself some Montana well water. Boom, you gotta work for it too. It's the coolest part. It takes a while, believe me. So, yeah, just checking in from Montana. Hopefully make it to Glacier. Probably wake up. I'm gonna have to wake up real early to get there. Pretty much just slamming the road at this point until I get to Washington. I got a month, but this is a big country. Can't get a lot done in a month. It's crazy. But anyways, should be at Glacier by now, but yes, had the car problems. So hopefully be there tomorrow. Hopefully I can actually see the mountains and get some sweet pics. All right, later y'all. Good morning from nearly Canada. Should be hitting Glacier in about, I think it's like 50 miles. Slept in this rest area and I was praying to find one and thankfully did. And we have the east side of the park. I thought, St. Mary's was up here. I thought I would go to the east and then head west from there. And I found out that it was closed. That's what happens when you don't plan. I just made the assumption since, the other parks were open before I even left. I just figured that they would all be open, but they weren't. There it is in the pretty darn far distance, St. Mary's Lake. As you can see, this is pretty much the skyline I've been getting in Montana, so not really getting to see much. Who knows if I'll ever make it this far again. If I do, I'll probably fly here. This is crazy far away. I'm like probably at about 1,200 miles to get here right now. But yeah, I'm gonna head to the west side because it's open and hopefully it's cool. It's supposed to be a little bit of sun for like 2 hours today, and since I chose to come this way, it's looking like I'm probably going to miss that sun. I'll be driving to the other side, but whatever, it's all good. I mean, look at this. Well, it turned out that the west side of the park was only open for the first mile, so McDonald Lake here was really all that was open. I did have some fun in the area, photographing some long exposures of water in these creeks here, and just seeing amazing scenery down there. I really, can't wait to see this place for real. Just the entrance of this place is this amazing. I can't imagine what the rest has to offer. After having a good time taking some photos here around McDonald Creek, I headed on over towards the beach section of Lake McDonald, and that's when the amazingness started to happen. This sunset started and it just got better and better, and it was pouring rain, but man, just such an unbelievable experience. One of the best sunsets and best moments of my life, honestly, guys. After a long night of driving around trying to find somewhere to sleep, striking out at the rest area in Whitefish, I ended up in a Walmart parking lot in, I believe I was in Kalispell. And the next morning I headed over to what I believe was either Lakeside or Somers, and I explored the park, walked around there, and then I found this area, which you're seeing here, which opened up to
like a good
just this beautiful lake where I decided to go ahead and grab myself another shower before heading on out on my way to Washington to go see Palouse Falls for the first time.
I mean, look at this. This is amazing. Colorado doesn't have this.
Well, that wraps it up. The 2020 COVID adventure to Montana. I think this was my first time. It was at least very early in the days of trying to record video. Something I've discovered is it's pretty hard to try to be photographing everything and do video while you're also on a short schedule. There really either needs to be more time or one needs to take priority over the other, and it was definitely photography at this point in my life, and honestly, it still is. But after making this video, I'm really inspired to get better and focus more on photography and share these stories with you guys. So if there's anything that you would like to see, anything that you think would make these videos better, more entertaining, please let me know in the comments, and go ahead and subscribe and follow as well, because I've got a lot more coming, and I guarantee they will be getting better than this one. So yeah, thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, I'd love to hear about your stories of Montana and Wyoming as well in the comments. It's a big world out there with lots to see, and it helps all of us to share this information so we can all go out and see these things for ourselves. All right, peace, my friends.